Whoops. Let me rotate this camera. What's up, YouTubers? We are live. We are finishing out this reinstallation of the solar array. If you've tuned in to all the videos, you've been there for the good times, for the bad times. Hey, hold that camera for a second, will you? And you've watched way too many YouTube videos about doing reinstalling solar. So this was the first one I've done. I've done a couple where I've come into my own arrays and changed wiring around or something, but I have not done a lot of these. Pull the system down, re-roof it, redo it. I've done some research on what somebody would charge for something like this, and it seems to think that the internet thinks that this is way cheaper than it is. There's every bit as much labor in doing a re-roof and pulling it off and putting it back on than there is in the initial installation. So from a labor standpoint, labor's going to be about the same cost. Look at that guy, he's being real safe up there. Labor's, you can step on the clamps because they're load bearing. That's what he's doing. Puedes pisar en las clampes, pero no puedes pisar en la esquina, ¿entiende? En la esquina de los paneles no es bueno pisar ahí, pero en la clampe sí. ¿Dónde está la clampa? ¿Dónde está la tuerca? Puedes pisar ahí. No importa. Tú la hagas. ¿Por qué están tan quietos los mexicanos ahora? La migra no va a ver este video. No van a venir por acá. Just messing around with these guys. So anyway, it has come to my attention that the industry, or at least everything published on the internet about solar, which there's a lot of information, is kind of underestimating the cost of doing something like this. Now there is a lot of profit in the initial install. There's always profit, when they sell a job and do the job originally. But it's, for the most part, it's going to cost just as much to take the panels down and put them back up as it's going to cost to put them up the first time. I mean, that's kind of common sense. I don't know why companies like, I watched a commercial by Vivint Solar, and they were saying, if you ever need to take your system down after it's been installed, don't worry, we'll come, and for a re-roof, we'll come and we will pull it off and put it back on for $500. So I don't know how that they plan on doing that. They're probably gonna just go out of, but to me that sounds like a really bad idea. Now, how can you prevent this from happening? How can you prevent it? Well, the first thing you can do is don't put solar on a roof that's more than 5 years old. Any solar company that has any kind of a good reputation, any kind of conscience, is going to tell you, don't put it on the roof if the roof is old. That's a bad move. Another thing you can do to really, the best possible thing you could do on your roof is to install something. If you really want roof mounted solar, install a standing seam metal roof first. If you do a standing seam metal roof, you're not going to have these problems. You can clamp directly to the seam, and you're never going to have to change it if it's done right. And then the other thing you can do to keep these problems from happening is dress the wires, just impeccable wire management. I'm talking about, just being so conscious of the way that you run your wires and you clip your wires. You can use wire management clips. You can use racking systems that have the wire management to them, like I use Snap and Rack. It has the wire management built into it. That'll stop a lot of problems because you can hide your wires and you can protect them from rodents. Rodent guard is supposed to work. I have not used rodent guard yet, but I imagine it's just like any kind of physical block from rodents. You have to install it perfectly and you have to maintain it. I've got bats in my attic. We have bat guard. We have mesh and stuff installed, hardware cloth installed to keep the bats out. But if they find, how the rodent is, if he finds any little bitty hole or anything, these guys don't quite know how to pass panels yet, but they got so many people they can do it. This is one way to do it, just throw a lot of guys at it. But So you can do the rubber perfectly. Racking systems have really something that is going in your favor. The channels built into them for wire, all that stuff is going to help you. But you're still going to deal with rodents. If you've got an area where there's a lot of squirrels, one thing you do is you could get somebody with an infrared camera. There's a lot of services that have infrared cameras. Maybe just schedule them to come out every winter and photograph your solar array with an infrared camera, and they can see where the rodent nest is. If there is a rodent nest, they'd be able to see it when it was really cold, especially at night. You could see that rodent easily. But you know, for me, the jury's kind of out on rodents. This is an enphase install we did. Out of the 32 panels and enphase inverters, we had 7 microinverters we had to swap out. 3 of the M215s had failed and enphase warranted them. The other 4 had rodent damage. Wires had been chewed and they were just no bueno. So, you know, protect your wires. Think about rodents and just think about what you're doing. I don't know what else to say other than I'm really glad this project has come to an end. Yep. ¿Qué pasó? Es una que no sirve. And so this is Johnny Valentine with Gain Solar. I don't think anybody's asking any questions, so I'm out of here. Yeah, nobody's asking. But anyway, if you guys have any questions about re-roofs or what it entails, best thing you can do, my truck's just totally trash. Look at all my stack of bad microinverters. It's just like, what am I gonna do with all that? Yeah, oh, and today's my 35th birthday, so happy birthday to me. But and my one more really important detail I can give you guys is on all this stainless steel hardware you're seeing in here, this is going to save you so much. It's going to save your installer so many problems later on. This is anti-seize. I think this is probably a mixture of metals. I don't know if it's nickel or what it is, but it's working. So this installer, lucky for me, the installer did use anti-seize stainless steel nuts and bolts in my bin of miscellaneous racking pieces. Oh, thanks, Seabass. Seabass wishes me a happy birthday on Top Chat. Got some DPW parts here. But when you're doing these installs, use anti-seize on any stainless to stainless connection, and that's going to prevent galling. Can you run the wires in EMT? You could, but that would be extremely, somebody asked me on Top Chat, can you run wires in EMT? That would be extremely labor intensive if you were to do that. You were talking about, 2 sets of wires on every panel. Ya acabaron, ¿no? Solo ponerlos ahí, yo puedo colocar donde quiero. That'd be extremely labor intensive if you were to do that. This is David Hernandez. Yeah, El Máximo. He's the head roofer. He adorns himself with that awesome shirt. That guy gets it. Yeah, but it'd just be impossible to put. Eso no es mío, la pistola, solo la. No, la pistola no es mía. So here's, I'll show you some rodent damage here. There's a little bit of, yes, I do. I think I'm going to have tacos today. I'm going to take myself out for tacos. There's some rodent damage, though. You can see that the ground and the neutral were chewed, and the reds and the blacks, the hot wires, weren't chewed, and they were still working, man. That's the craziest thing. So a lot of those inverters were still working. But, boom. I'll checarlo. Okay, voy a checarlo ahora. So I'm checking these panels. So I'm running this disconnect. Yeah, it was crazy. A couple of hours ago when I first got here, one of his outlets in his garage started smoking. I had to run and cut the power off. But no, I don't think you could pipe the whole install into. You could definitely put some of the or PVC, but you couldn't put them all in there. There's On each panel, there's 2 wires coming off, and got all these wires coming off for the microinverter. The microinverter's got those 2 wires from the panels. Then it's got this long floppy wire coming off, and then it's got a trunk cable. So you know, there's a lot of stuff for a rodent to chew on there, and I don't think you could protect it all. You definitely couldn't get a trunk cable in a conduit unless you put it in like 2-inch. But you know, whatever wires you have, you got to manage the heck out of them up there, guys. If a company's doing it, if you're doing an install and you're not managing wires, you're going to make a lot of trouble for somebody later. If you're hiring somebody to do an install and they're not doing impeccable management, then you're going to have problems later. This is Johnny Valentine with Gain Solar signing off. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe to this channel. We'll do as much solar as we can and probably start adding more homesteader content later. Johnny Valentine signing out. Happy birthday, 35.